I wanted to show you what I've been doing since the last 2 weeks when I posted in the workshop, and flip you around here. I've been putting round over edges on the cutting board. So this stack and this stack, they've all been sanded to 180 grit on the white belt sander, and they've all had the grain raised, run through the sander again at 180, and then after that they came out with square edges. Everything was cut off. Actually, here's some in the trash. You can see where when I had to square up so I had a perfect rectangle, I got perfect square edges. And then the next step was to put a round over. So all of the boards in this stack have the edges round overed, and as well as these. So I got some wide boards down here. All of these are going to get end grooves for pickup because these boards are much wider. And just over here real quickly, there's a few more boards that are, I don't know what you call the shape, but these aren't finished, but they've been sanded, grain raised, I'm sorry. And now I just have to cut a handle here, shape it to what I think is going to be nice. So I got I think four or five of these boards, four of them, that I'll finish up. So let me show you how I put the round over on these boards. I'll do that right now. So here we are putting an edge on. Normally I'll have a mask on, but so that I can talk and show you this, I'll leave it off for just this one board. I'm going to flip the board over, give you an up close of what that looks like after. Hopefully you can see that smooth versus the side we haven't done. It's pretty sharp. So we'll do that next, and then we'll be done with this one. And there we have the board finished up, ready for final sanding and finish. Got a lot of sanding to go yet on this stack of boards. Oh, one thing I wanted to show you was, you grab a board over here, and I'll just take it over and show you real quick. This board, you can see from the handheld operation, it's a little tough to always keep the router perfectly vertical. I don't know if you can see that, but I wrote the word fix on here. There's a little divot right here because I didn't hold the board or the router perfectly perpendicular. So I'm going to fix that right now and show how I do that on the table saw. Now we're going to show you how we fix this little divot on the side of the board. Let's see where it was on this side. And so what I do is I raise the blade so it's just about a full tooth above the height of the board. I flip it around so that the side I'm going to cut is right there. Bring the fence over, and all I do is just eyeball about the width of one cutting tooth, and that should do it, because we're going to still knock off a little bit. There we go, ready to go. See if we can do this. Divot is now gone. We have a flat surface for the router to run along this surface, and we'll get a radiused edge. Got to redo. Well, you can see where we started here, I think. And we'll just finish this up. About 10 more boards to go, putting on these radius from the router, and then it's ready for the next step, which I think is sanding. So stay tuned. Here's one thing I wanted to mention earlier about my expensive white belt safety speed sander. Other than the fact that it saves an awfully lot of time sanding, is it makes things perfectly flat. So here I've picked a board, any board from my deck of boards. If you put it on a flat surface like a good table saw top that's machined perfectly flat, and you rock it, if you can, from the corners, you'll see boards are not going to be totally flat before you get them jointed and thickness planed, etc. Here's the board that we did through the sander, and you're going to see, if I try to rock this, let me put it here, there's no rock at all. This thing is totally, move it over here. This thing is totally flat. And so that's what you want. A board that's not going to have any wiggle or flat. So when you get it on your countertop and go to use it, it stays flat. That's what you want. So another benefit of a wide belt sander. There you go.